Whenever I try to sell a window or install it for somebody, I always tell them to get it to where the window opens to the west, because most of the, now I know in different parts of the country it's different, but here in the United States, down south, the big storms come from the west. At least if the window's open and you got a big storm and you're sitting in the front room looking at the weather and you forget to go close the window, at least it's going to let you know that it's raining, but at least it won't be blowing in a bunch of water, a bunch of rainwater. So you've got time to go close it. Anyway, that's just my own personal, how do you say, install thing. Now it's time to put in the okay, I have these 3 items here. Okay, I've got these 3 items. I got the handle, I got the track, and I've got the opener. So the opener, the handle, and the track. You want to make sure you drill holes, because most of these holes are so close together. And then one thing you have to remember, some of these screws are going to go through and hit the weather strip. So you either need to find some short ones or just move it back a little bit, which in this case I'm just going to move it back. You could have skipped the front ones and moved it all the way out to the edge and used the back 4 holes rather than using the front 4 holes. Okay, now it's time to get our track on there. It's not as easy as it looks. Okay, you want to keep tension on it, so you want to push it down a little bit, and you want the edge of the arm to come pretty close to the end. So we're going to put a mark there, and then a mark here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure from here down to this top, and then we're going to put the same mark over here on this side, which in this case it is 1 3/4 down. So we'll put us a mark over here, 1 3/4 down. Okay. Again, we're going to drill some holes. Okay, get this one where it needs to be. Double check our measurements. There's 1 and 11. 1 and 11. Without having to take the window off, you've got this slip in right here. There you go. I just didn't. For the screen area, you want the window closed exactly where it needs to be. In this case is 2 inches. Okay, so we go 2 inches, but we have to come up to above about 1/4 of an inch or more above the track. So we're going to say, I'm going to come all the way up to 1 inch, and I'm going to go 1.5 inches. Okay, what we got to do now is we got to cut out so that this will go over and fill in the bottom, and I'll have to show you what I'm fixing to do. It's going to be really hard to explain, but we got to cut out we'll have to rabbet cut underneath. Looks like about maybe 5/8, and then coming back about 1 and I'm going to call it 1 3/4. We're going to start with that. Okay, we got it 5/8 by 1.75 inches. Now what we got to do is to cut around this. And then we come up approximately, I'm going to call it a 1/2 inch. Come up 1/2 inch. So we're going to cut that little bit out right there, and I can just do that with my little skill saw. The 2 cuts here, now to do that one in the middle. Well, let's just see how close we are. Well, we're fine on this side, but this has got to come back just a hair bit more. Well, if this was a paying job, I'd have to redo this. I know I could have done a better job around this operator. But anyway, we've got it to where it's set. That's the bottom one. Now we've got to do the ones around the window. So that'll be let's see, screen's usually 1/2 inch thick, so we're going to come back 1 inch. Okay, now let's put the pieces in where they go, with the window all the way closed. And now you can see the screen will fit right up against that stop there, all the way around. All the way around and then across there. Okay, the last thing I do before I start nailing all this in is I'll cut a couple of blocks, one for this side so that when we screw it in it doesn't twist on us, and then one for the other side. Okay, now that we've got that, we can close the window all the way to that stop, which that's where we're at now. Now we're going to put our other screen stops around the window. As you can see, before I nail it in there, I've got maybe a 32nd of an inch clearance. A 16th would be better, because all you're doing is just covering up the area where the weather strip is. See, this is where the weather strip's going to go. Weather strip's going to go in here, and all this is doing is just covering up that area and giving us the stop for the screen. I'm going to give it an 1/8 of an inch because that gives us plenty of room for paint. Okay. Then the one for the other side. And by golly, we're done. Now I do have a lock that's going to go on the side over here. I haven't found it yet. There's a lock right here, goes right here. So we're going to find that, and we'll put that in later, but I have no idea where it is. But we'll find it.